Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to my Winter 2020 box office predictions. And today, we're going to be talking about Just Mercy. We're going to go over the pros and cons of Just Mercy. So, let's get to it. Pros, well, by far and away, the biggest pro for this movie is the cast. Our three leads here. First, we have Michael B. Jordan. You all probably know who he is. He was in the Creed movies. He was Killmonger in Black Panther. And I still remember him from being the Human Torch from Fanforstic, a movie that could have easily killed his career. But thankfully, he bounced back very quickly with Creed. But yeah, he's a very accomplished actor at this point. Many people know who he is. So that definitely helps the movie. Our second lead is Jamie Foxx. He's an Oscar-winning actor for his role for portraying Ray Charles in the movie Ray. And he was also nominated for an Oscar for Collateral, which, of course, had Tom Cruise. And that was all the way back in 2004. Since then, he's made a lot of good movies. One of them was Django Unchained, which I really love. Sure, he did Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he was Electro, but that movie really wasn't his fault. That movie was bad because of Sony, not because of him. And yeah, most people know who he is. His presence definitely helps as well. And then, of course, Brie Larson. You all know who she is. She's Captain Marvel. And despite all the online backlash that went on last year surrounding that movie, at the end of the day, that movie still made $1 billion. Most people know who she is. She's easily recognizable. So yeah, her presence might help this movie as well. So without a doubt, the cast is the biggest pro for this movie. Another pro is that when it comes to, I guess, Oscar movies, there aren't too many left, coming out in theaters. I think this is like the last one, like this in 1917, because a lot of the other Oscar movies have been out since November and December, and this is one of the last ones. So, considering how a lot of Oscar movies have straight up bombed over the last month, I think this movie stands like a better chance now than it would have like if it came out like last month, because it just would have been it would have just been and just thrown into a group that really wasn't all that successful. So that's another pro. Oh yeah, and the reviews are pretty good. They're not amazing, but they're still good enough, for this movie. Because this movie is obviously Oscar bait. That's very clear from the marketing, from the cast, from the subject matter, the story. Everything screams Oscar bait. And that can be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. Because now we're going to get to the cons. And the first con I have is that this movie is just blatant Oscar bait. And because we've had so many Oscar movies, last year coming out like week after week after week, it feels like this one is just kind of going to get lost in the shuffle, especially with 1917 coming out, because that's getting all the hype. And this isn't getting anything. So yeah, that could be a serious issue, because just because a movie can get a lot of awards hype doesn't mean like the general audience will be excited for it as well, because I'm not seeing much general hype for Just Mercy at all. I'm just not. Con number 2, trying to think, I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, the marketing hasn't been incredibly strong for this. I've seen ads for it on YouTube, but a lot of them are just the exact same ad. There's like no real difference between the ads, and it's just very. It's not like Warner Brothers really isn't putting their best effort when it comes to Just Mercy. They're just not, at least in my opinion. Like the ads haven't been very strong at all. So that's another con. Third con. Well, I guess, award season in general has just been really box office wise. Some movies have flourished, like Little Women and Uncut Gems, but besides those two, it's just been a bloodbath, and it's been rough to say the least. So there's a good chance it's gonna join. It's gonna join the group of like many Oscar movies that flopped over the past few months, and yeah, that could be a problem. And trying to think. I think that's about it. That's all I can really come up with off the top of my head. So yeah, that's Just Mercy. Opening weekend, I'm gonna say 10 million at the most, 8 million the least. So somewhere in that range, I think is you know realistic. And overall, I don't know. We have to see like how big it does with like Oscar nominations. Because if you get a ton of Oscar nominations, it helps your movie out big time. But I don't know how many nominations this is gonna get because award season is so ridiculously crowded. So I guess overall probably reach 30 million at 30 million, 30 to 35 million, and it'll just kind of come and go and no one will remember it. So yeah. That's Just Mercy. So what else do I need to talk about besides, the two Oscar movies? Oh boy, we got some real quality films here. I still got to talk about Like a Boss and Underwater. Great. Just wonderful. So, yeah. That's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. You want to go check out my other predictions. I have my winter 2020 predictions. I'm starting to, build that up. And then, of course, have my holiday 2019 predictions. I have a whole playlist of those. You can go check those out. I'm planning on uploading my December 2019 recap tomorrow. Well, by the time this comes out, probably, today, technically. So, yeah, look forward to that. And so, yeah, that's it. And I am out.